the DJI Avata 360 launches in some days. Right now, there are thousands of people staring at the Avata 2 listing trying to make a decision. Do I buy the Avata 2 now at a price that is only going to get lower? Or do I wait for the Avata 360 and pay significantly more for something genuinely new? I fly the Avata 2 regularly. I have logged real hours on it, and I am also picking up the Avata 360 the moment it launches in China on March 26th. So I am in a unique position to tell you honestly, not from spec sheets, not from press releases, whether the Avata 2 is still worth buying right now or whether waiting makes more sense for your specific situation. The answer is not the same for everyone, but by the end of this video, you will know exactly which camp you are in. Why the Avata 2 is still a great drone right now. Let me start with something that tends to get lost in launch hype. The Avata 2 is genuinely excellent. I fly it regularly and it still surprises me. The transmission is rock solid. You push it into challenging environments, dense trees, tight spaces, and the signal just holds. That is not something you take for granted until you have flown drones that do not have it. The image quality in single lens mode is clean and sharp, 4K 60 frames per second footage that holds up professionally. For content creators who shoot in good light, the Avata 2 produces footage that needs minimal work in post. Manual mode on the Avata 2 is the reason a lot of FPV pilots choose it over everything else in this price range. It flies like a proper FPV drone when you want it to. Responsive, direct, connected to your inputs. They combined with Goggles 3, the immersive experience is legitimately one of the best things DJI has ever built for that style of flying. And the ecosystem is fully mature, accessories are available everywhere, tutorials exist for every scenario, third-party support is strong. You are not buying into a first-generation product with unknown firmware behavior and limited community knowledge. The Avata 2 right now is a known quantity, tested, trusted, proven, what the Avata 2 does not have. Here is the honest part, no obstacle avoidance. This is the biggest gap in the Avata 2, and it has always been the biggest complaint. You are flying fast, close to things, in environments where obstacles appear quickly, and there is nothing protecting you. If you are flying confidently in manual mode, this becomes second nature. If you are a less experienced pilot flying in complex environments, you feel the absence of obstacle sensing on every flight. The Avata 360 has full omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. That is not a small upgrade. That is a fundamental change to how safely you can push the drone in challenging environments. The camera system on the Avata 2 is also fixed forward facing. You point the drone, the camera captures what is in front of it. What you see is what you get. There is no creative flexibility after the fact. If the framing was wrong, the shot is gone. And the Avata 2 is showing its age in one specific way. It launched before most recent transmission improvements. The Avata 360 is built on newer hardware and firmware from the ground up. None of this makes the Avata 2 a bad drone, but these are the real gaps between where it sits and where the Avata 360 is starting. Who should buy the Avata 2 right now? Let me be direct about who the Avata 2 is the right answer for today. You are a pure FPV pilot. If your primary goal is manual mode, acro flying, flips, rolls, speed, the Avata 2 does this brilliantly, and the 360 camera system of the Avata 360 adds weight and complexity you do not need. The Avata 2 in full manual mode with Goggles 3 is still one of the most fun flying experiences available at any price point. If that is what you want, the price drop coming after March 26th makes the Avata 2 an even stronger buy. Budget is a real constraint. Avata 2 drone only is already significantly cheaper than the Avata 360's €459 entry point. After March 26th, that gap is going to widen as prices adjust. If you want to get into DJI's FPV ecosystem without spending close to €500 for the drone alone, the Avata 2 is about to become the best value in this category. You already own compatible ecosystem hardware. RC2, Goggles 3, Goggles N3, you have it. An Avata 2 drone only purchase lets you fly immediately with gear you already know. The incremental cost is low and the flying experience is proven. You want to fly now, not in 3 weeks. The Avata 360 launches March 26th in China and April 9th globally. First generation firmware always has quirks, real-world testing takes time to surface issues, the Avata 2 is mature, stable, and you can be flying confidently this weekend. For these 4 types of buyers, stop waiting. The Avata 2 is the right drone, and the timing to buy is right now before the post-launch price adjustments settle. Who should wait for the Avata 360? Now the other side. You care about creative flexibility more than pure flight performance. The 360 capture system changes your entire relationship with post-production. One flight gives you infinite angles. Shots that require perfect timing and multiple attempts on a standard drone become trivially easy when you can reframe after landing. If your frustration with drone footage has always been missing the perfect frame, the Avata 360 solves that problem at its root. Obstacle avoidance is important to you. If you fly in complex environments, around people, near obstacles, in situations where a crash is costly, the omnidirectional sensing on the Avata 360 is worth waiting for. Paying more for a drone that actively protects itself is a rational investment if you fly anywhere that demands it. Yet you are buying your first serious FPV drone. If you do not already own Avata ecosystem hardware and you are making your first significant investment in this category, wait, pay the premium for the Avata 360 and get a drone that will stay relevant for longer. First generation hardware always has a shorter window before the next product makes it feel dated. You shoot professionally or commercially. The 8K 360 capture single lens mode, LiDAR sensor, and full obstacle avoidance package positions the Avata 360 as a professional tool. If you are billing clients for drone work, the Avata 360 gives you creative and technical capabilities the Avata 2 simply cannot match. The weight class works for where you fly. If sub 250 grams is not a regulatory requirement for you, and for many regions it genuinely is not, the Avata 360 sits in a perfectly workable weight class that should not factor into your decision negatively: the price reality. Let me talk about money directly because it matters. The Avata 360 drone only is 459 euros. If you need a controller, the Fly More combo with RC2 is 939 euros. The full premium combo with goggles N3 and RC2 is 1,159 euros. The Avata 2 right now sits below all of those numbers, and after March 26th, the price is likely to drop further as retailers clear stock and DJI adjust positioning. The price gap between a fully kitted Avata 2 and a fully kitted Avata 360 is real. If you already own none of the ecosystem hardware, getting into the Avata 360 properly is a meaningful investment. But here's the context that matters. If you buy the Avata 2 now, at a reduced price and decide in 6 months that you actually want the 360 capability, you are buying twice. The Avata 2 purchase does not offset the Avata 360 purchase. You have spent money on a drone you are now replacing. If budget allows for the Avata 360 and you know you want the 360 features, buying the Avata 2 as a cheaper alternative is not actually cheaper in the long run if you end up upgrading anyway. Buy once, buy right. Or buy the Avata 2 with clear eyes about what it is and what it is not. So here's the cleanest way to think about this decision. Buy the Avata 2 now if you are a pure FPV pilot, if budget is a real constraint. If you want to fly this weekend on proven mature hardware, or if obstacle avoidance and 360 capture are genuinely not features you need. Wait for the Avata 360 if you prioritize creative flexibility, obstacle avoidance matters to you, you are making your first serious investment in this category, or you shoot professionally. In 10 days, I will have the Avata 360 in China. The honest review, real battery numbers, real flight performance, and the comparison directly against the Avata 2, all coming to this channel before the global launch on April 9th. Subscribe and hit the bell. You do not want to miss that one. And drop in the comments, Avata 2 now or wait for the 360. Tell me which camp you are in and why. I read every single one.